slide 2, and the point was 2 comma 3, and the slope was 1. We'll label our point x comma y, and we're going to plug all this into y equals mx plus b. So 3 will go in the front, 1 will go as m times dot x is 2 plus b, and we're going to solve. 1 times 2 is 2 plus b, and then we're going to isolate b. And if you recall from the 5.1a lesson in homework, the nice thing about these is that they always finish the same. You're either going to add or subtract the number that is on the same side as b. So in this case, we're going to subtract because that will get these to cancel, and it's opposite. And 3 minus 2 is 1. So we know that b is 1, and that means that we know our equation then is y equals 1x plus 1, where m goes in front and our y-intercept, which is b, goes there. Okay, there it is in the original. And now we'll go to the Desmos screen, and we'll input all of this and see how this works. So we now know the y-intercept is 0 comma 1, and our equation is y equals x plus 1. Now we're going to graph this. The first thing to do is we're going to graph the y-intercept, which is at 0, 1, and we're going to mark that point. So we always started when we graph these with the y-intercept. We kept our cursor or a pencil or a finger there, and then we used a slope of 1 or 1 over 1, and we did rise 1, run 1. We marked a point. Rise 1, run 1, and we mark a point. That's a good sign as it hits this point. We already knew it was going to work, or it should go through that, and it does. Rise 1, run 1, and it keeps going like this. And so we can see we do have a positive 1 slope. And now I'm just going to draw in or connect the dots. And it's okay if that causes some of those to kind of disappear.